Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. This is episode 141, if you want to call it an episode. This is our playoff predictions episode. Last episode we did award predictions, or not award predictions, award picks. So if you haven't watched that, go watch it. It did okay. Our MVP video is doing pretty well. Thank you guys for all the support we have been receiving lately. Make sure you guys like the video, share the video, comment on anything you hear in the episode. If you disagree with it, agree with it, let us know. We've been getting some real good comments on like draft videos and other videos as well. Follow us on our social media platforms up at the top of the screen. Please. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs and our predictions for every series. Some of the series aren't necessarily set yet, but I mean, they're going to be so lopsided, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But playing games have been going on over the last 2 days, so I want to start there. Like, what are you guys' takeaways from the playing games we've seen so far? We're not going to recap all the games that in the play-in, but what are your general takeaways from the play-in so far? Max.
Me first.
It don't matter.
Not much. I mean, I think the team I thought would win, the better team, quote unquote, has won every game. The Warriors game was good. It was going back and forth. It was lopsided at times, but like the Eastern game's been bad. This game currently is bad. I know that whatever. That people hate on the NBA for doing the playing game. It's good to see other teams maybe get a chance. There's a little more to compete for late in the season. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not really like surprised. These are like insane games. But I'm overall just kind of like the only team in the plans that really I think has a chance to do anything, and you guys will probably agree with me, is Golden State, and that's about it.
I'll tell you what, for one thing, some of these games aren't needed. Like, I didn't need to see Atlanta, Orlando. I definitely didn't need to see Dallas, Sacramento. It's just sometimes I just feel like a waste. But yeah, only one of these teams can't actually do anything that's in the play-in. Like you said, it's the Warriors. I don't think like the rest of it is just like extra games for no reason. The level of talent just ain't there yet. Those teams aren't competent. The Warriors just became competent because they made a trade at the deadline.
I would say to argue you guys' point, we saw a team make the finals from the play-in. We saw a team make the West Conference finals from the play-in. So I wouldn't necessarily say that.
I don't know what point you're trying to prove. I'm just saying this year's teams are weak as shit in my opinion, especially the Eastern Conference ones. I'm not worried about any of them. Dallas maybe, but I'm just saying I'm not worried about many of these teams.
Maybe that's because of the teams at the top are so good as far as like Cleveland and
not even because like I think besides
East teams have the West teams are. I mean, I think
OKC's obviously a good a very very good team this year, but like the West is a lot more close than everyone else thinks. I think a lot of these teams are pretty close toe to toe.
Right. That's why you need a play-in.
I'm not saying take the play-in away.
That's why we need a play-in.
That's never what I said. I never said take the play-in away.
What is your point then, Max?
I just said this year's games were shit. That's literally my whole.
The Warriors and Celtics game was really good.
I went and again, if you would have listened to my whole thing, I literally said the only close game was that one. The other 3 games were terrible.
No, I mean that's true. That's
like true. The other 3 games are like, I mean, how much is Dallas up right now? 21. Yeah, 21 in Sacramento. Miami goes to Chicago, whoops that. Like Orlando hosts a game, kills them. Like we'll see, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter that much to me for the playing games. It's kind of like I think I could have told you beforehand. The teams that won. I think Miami will beat Atlanta if Trae Young doesn't get ejected. But like I don't know. Especially, yeah, I agree with the top teams out east and west are tough, but like Dallas will be a good matchup, but they're out Kyrie, so like that means a lot to me. So I'm a 7-game series. I just don't think that like many of these playing teams are really looking super threatening to me.
All right, let's talk about that though. So Rockets versus Warriors predictions. We're gonna start there. The 2-7. We're gonna start there because the Grizzlies and the Warriors had a great game. It was kind of spoiled by Ja getting injured. Also, some of the officiating down the stretch was pretty bad. I mean, I think Jimmy Butler might have had more free throw attempts than the whole entire Grizzlies team. But Rockets versus Warriors, I think this is probably gonna be one of the most interesting series of the first round. We got the older, more experienced team, championship pedigree. They made a trade at the end. They made a trade at the deadline to really boost their season. And then we got the surprise team this year. Really great defense, young, hungry, athletic. And so it's kind of like a clash of styles, a contrast of timelines as well. So, what's your take on this series? How do you see it going, and who do you have winning? Anybody can go.
Warriors in 7. I think just like the overall defense for the Rockets, I think this has upset potential. Like, I think the Rockets could win the series, but I think they're gonna push it. The Warriors have the ability to push it to 7 in Game 7. I'd rather, go with Steph and Jimmy Butler over the youth of and having to deal with Jalen Green and Sengun in the playoffs, which we don't know what they are yet, but pretty safe to say they're probably not going to be great in their first ever playoff series.
I have Golden State in 6. I think they close out at home. Again, I think it's clash of style, but it's obviously clash of kind of generations. I think this is one of Steph and Jimmy and Draymond's last runs in this league. I think at this level, I really think that overall, Amen Thompson will need to defend it for his life in this series, whether he's put on Steph Curry or not. But I honestly think that I think Curry, it will not be guarding Curry. You don't think he'll be on Curry?
No, he will definitely be.
That's what I'm saying. He'll have to defend it for his life because I think Curry and Jimmy need this one. I think the Warriors do need this one. I know we've talked about it a lot as far as Houston and LA made these trades that not Houston, Golden State and LA made these trades at the deadline, kind of knowing that you kind of have a free trial run and you get to kind of really put your pieces together in the offseason, but you really can't take any time for granted. So they need to make a run right now. You get a favorable draw in the first round in Houston. And yeah, I really think that they can kind of beat up on an inexperienced Rockets team. And I think they walk out of there in 6.
I don't think the Warriors can take the Rockets lightly at all. Like, not at all. This is going to be a very, very tough series for them. It's going to be a defensive chess match, in my opinion. I do think the Warriors are going to win a 6, only because I don't trust the Rockets' offense down the stretch of games at all. To be honest, I think that because the Warriors don't have the best point of attack defense in the world, or they don't have the most rim protection in the world outside of Draymond Green, that Jalen Green can have a good series. It's possible, but I think they'll blitz him a lot and make him into a decision maker. And that's why I think the Rockets offense will fail. They don't have enough spacing. They don't have enough shooting. They live off of offense rebounds. They live off of creating turnovers and getting out in transition off those turnovers. That's really the bulk of their offense, even though they're not that great of a transition offense. So I think the Warriors' game plan is going to be to blitz Jalen Green, make him make decisions quickly and efficiently. I don't think Trey VanVleet's going to be much of a threat, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm not really going to speak on him too much, but I think Sengun could struggle in the series a lot because he's going to get guarded by Draymond Green, one of the best rim protectors in NBA history. So he can definitely struggle against Draymond, but I think I want to see how much Houston runs the 2 big lineup, because I think it can kind of counter that. Like, if they just go bigger on the Warriors, it can't hurt their defense, I think, because you have all these smaller players. They stay small with all these actions. Their split action, their cutting actions, their short roll actions, all that type of stuff. Their off ball actions. If they have all that going on, I think it can be kind of hard for the Rockets to deal with if they have those 2 big lineups out there. But I think the Rockets will find success in this series by dominating the glass, getting out of transition, and they're going to make life hell for Stephen Curry. I really do think they're going to make life hell for Stephen Curry. The reason I think that the Warriors can't overlook this team is because the Rockets are more athletic. They're faster, stronger. They can crash the boards. They're younger. They won it definitely, probably. Well, I don't want to say they won it more, but they're probably a lot more hungry. They have a lot more to prove than the Warriors. I just can't pick them to win a series because I don't trust their offense enough. The Warriors are also a really good defense. I think in certain aspects they can match up well with this team, especially with Sengun. They can limit Sengun a lot in this series, in my opinion. So I just can't pick them to win. But I think it's gonna be a tough series. If it goes 7, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I just don't have much faith in the Houston Rockets half-court offense come playoff time. So I really want to see what lineups they employ to take advantage of the Warriors' lack of size. But the Warriors always combat that by having like high feel, a lot of movement, a lot of ball movement in their offense, and they kind of made like Zach Edey. He had an okay game, but like at times he looked very, very unplayable. So I want to see like if the Rockets go too big, how do they defend? Because they're obviously going to blitz Steph. They're going to have probably face guard Steph a lot. And it's going to be on the Warriors role players to step up. Like Paz has to have a good series. Moody has to have a good series. I don't know if Kuminga plays, but if he does, he has to play well. The biggest X factor in this series, though, to me, is going to be Jimmy Butler. How he performs. He's been on a tear recently. But the way he gets buckets, at least nowadays, and how he has over his course career, but a lot more now as he's declined athletically, is cutting, mismatches, transition. That's been a lot of his buckets. Like he had 40 points the other day or whatever, 38 points, but a lot of it was just attacking mismatches, getting out of transition, drawing fouls, all that type of stuff. If the Rockets are allowed to play physical and there's not a lot of foul calls and they don't concede switches, then I think Jimmy may not have his best series, especially if he's not he doesn't become an unreal shot maker. If you look at all the playoff series, like the playoff series where he rolls or whatever, it was because he was making a ridiculous amount of pull-up jump shots, as well as doing all other stuff he does on the court off the ball. I think against Tari Eason, against Dylan Brooks, to a lesser extent against Jabari Smith, and just the length they have on defense and the athleticism they have on defense, it may be a little bit harder for him to do that, especially if they're not calling as many fouls. So for me, I think Jimmy Butler is the X factor in this series. I don't know how well he's going to play, but he'll need to play well for the Warriors to win a series because I think Steph could really struggle in the series at moments. He obviously Steph is still a great player, so he'll have games where he goes off and moments where he goes off. But they held him to like 3 points, I think, in that one of those games.
Yeah.
I think I'm in this holding him to 37 true shooting, 38 true shooting in their matchup. So they have the personnel to make life tough on Steph. It's really about how everybody else steps up. Can Dre have a outlier good like scoring game? Can they get like stuff from pods consistently? It's really going to be how they win on the margins. I'll be a lot more confident in the Rockets if they had more offensive creation, especially in the half court, which I'm just not. So I can't pick them to win. But if they win a series, I can't say I would be surprised. Would y'all be surprised if they win a series?
A little bit, yeah.
Right? Why would you be surprised if they won a series?
I don't know. I think it's still tough. Like, when's the last team I think the team we've seen be young like that, and kind of beat again. It's a new look team post the deadline, but it's still got Curry. It's still got Jimmy. Like again, we talk about these young teams not being able to do it for a reason because it's got some history to back it up. Like, do we have an instance of that in a long time? Phoenix when they made it the 1 year.
Young teams doing it.
Yeah.
It's just a first round series.
I get it, but still, when Memphis beat Golden State or some shit, right?
We're talking about a 2 seed going up against a 7 seed. In any other world, just like nobody.
But you said it yourself. You said it yourself. This is a different Golden State team post deadline.
No, I didn't.
Did you not just say this is a new look Golden State team after the deadline?
Bro, they played bad teams.
Did I not just hear? Maybe I'm hearing
I
something.
didn't say. I just said they got Steph and Jimmy Butler. You're gonna have the two best players in the series. That's it.
I thought you just said something that they look like a different team past the deadline.
No,
I think they do.
no.
I know
They are a different team past the deadline though.
They have decent play. They beat the Lakers. They
That's
they
it.
got some.
That's it.
Is it? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
that's it. They haven't.
Grizzlies
Everybody else they lost to.
Grizzlies are a good team. No, didn't they beat the Clippers? They lost to the Clippers. I'm talking about before the game though.
I'm going through.
Let's see who else.
Denver.
Yeah, they did beat Denver.
The Lakers,
That's
Denver,
the
Grizzlies.
They're not great.
They got the best player in the world. They're not a
Knicks
good team.
twice.
That's fair, I guess.
Maybe
the Bucks.
The Knicks twice.
Let's be serious.
No, I do think. Look again. I don't think the Rockets can take them. I mean, I don't think the Warriors can take them lightly at all.
They beat the Rockets.
No, yeah, we're talking about the most recent matchup. They lost to them by a lot.
By 10.
Well, it looks closer. They just got smoked. But yeah, I don't think the Warriors can take this series lightly at all. I've seen Warriors fans on Twitter like, oh, we avoided Luka and LeBron and Lakers. Like, yeah, that's cool. But I think the Rockets present them an entirely different challenge. Like, obviously, you want to see the Rockets in a sense because you think your chances of beating them are better. Yes, and they are, but they're not on the struggle.
Amen about to be glued to Steph hip for like 40 minutes a night.
Yeah,
it's going to rush
either. So it's like,
and then Jimmy Butler. If you're gonna take him over a Dylan Brooks matchup, obviously nobody's gonna say anything. But if that's all he's doing, that's not gonna really get you farther unless Pod's gonna have a series of his life. Moody gonna have a series of his life. Quentin Post gonna have the series. Like I just at that point, you hoping Draymond Green suddenly brings back the backpack strap and carries him a little bit. It's just it's gonna get nasty for him.
Yeah, I do think he can probably get Dylan Brooks in the foul trouble. It's really just a lot of it's gonna come down to how the series is officiated, to be honest. And so the X factor for me for the Warriors is Jimmy Butler. On the other side is going to be Jalen Green. He has to have a good series for the Rockets to have a chance. Again, they don't have the best point of attack defenders, but I do think they're going to blitz him a lot and make him make decisions as a passer, get the ball out of his hands. If Green and Sengun can get it going in the pick and roll, you got Draymond defending the pick and roll. So it's like it really depends on lineups, and if they can get it going in the pick and roll, then maybe their offense doesn't look terrible. But I wouldn't count it.
Youth gonna play a factor too because they're gonna run up and down the court. Like they got energy for that, and you dealing with like an older team. And Jimmy already dealing with whatever he's dealing with, the little quad knee, whatever. Steph a little banged up.
Steph is definitely hurt.
So
I think Steph got a pelvic bruise like that, and his fingers, his thumb is hurt, something like that. So yeah, that's not gonna bode well. All right, next series, Celtics versus Magic. Not too much to really like get into depth here. The Magic
Celtics in 5 if Jaylen Brown misses a game or 2.
Yeah, the Magic have one of the worst offenses in the entire NBA. I just think they can make it interesting defensively because they're still a really good defense, especially like post All-Star break. It's in the half court, but they just don't have enough offensive firepower. I think the Celtics are going to place. It depends on if JB plays from the get-go, but I think the Celtics will place JB on Franz. Would they play JB on Paolo or Franz? Let's see. Let me see. I got projected matchups here. So I think they're gonna if they start Curry Joseph, I think they're gonna put Drew on Curry Joseph. They're gonna put Derek White on Franz. They're gonna put Jason Tatum on KCP, and they can put Jaylen Brown on Paolo, and then Porzingis will guard Wendell Carter Jr. And realistically, I think like Tatum is going to help at the nail on KCP. Help out KCP. Drew Holiday is not going to really pay attention to Corey Joseph. It's just too many. It's too many players on this roster you really don't have to pay attention to offensively, and I don't think they're going to make them pay consistently to make this a series. Like we don't have to go too depth into this. They're going to get smoked. I think they lose in 4 or 5. Their offense is just not good enough. I think Paolo's going to probably struggle a bit. Franz, his jump shot looks terrible. He'll struggle. But yeah, I mean, I think Paolo can prove a lot in this series though if he has a good series. So hopefully he does. He's been get into the line really well. Need to knock down his free throws, but not much to say about the series. It's gonna be Celtics in 4 or 5. I don't think JB needs to play the series. I wouldn't play JB the series. I would just rest him the whole series personally.
We really don't need him to ECF. To be honest,
Al Horford will make this series probably worse for the Magic if he played. Like I don't know because he would be guarding Paolo. And I don't know. That would get bad. Max,
there's 3 series that I feel like I don't really need to talk about. I think the only one being maybe
you're analyst. You got to talk about your analyst.
I'm just saying, like, I think I'll take Cleveland over whoever it is. I think you want to play Atlanta over Miami. Maybe Miami gets a game. OKC. I don't love playing Dallas, but without Kyrie, I'm not super nervous. And same thing with this one. Like statistically, like Boston plays bad against 3 teams, and Orlando is one of them. So I really don't feel some type of way about it. Like this is kind of just again, you could not play Jaylen Brown. Sorry, you can play this whole thing out with Peyton Pritchard. I think Derek White, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, and you'll probably be fine. So
I thought you were about to say something.
No, you need to play one of them at least. You need a
You
star.
started off with Peyton Pritchard. You threw me off. I'm like, all right, what are we doing?
You can keep everyone out.
Does Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett, Jason Tatum, and what's bro name they drafted last year?
No. No.
Baylor
Shine. They win that series?
No, but it's closer than everyone thinks. Probably going 7.
You didn't say none of the up one day. You said Luke Cornett.
You took everyone else out.
I said, does Peyton Pritchard, Derek White?
Oh, you didn't say Derek White. That's a lie. You never said that. That's a lie. You said Cornett, Shireman, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, and Tatum.
If you give me Derek White with Tatum,
exactly.
Okay, so
I'm confident they're getting at least 2 games no matter what.
And I have Missoula. Too, which I'm fine with.
Does Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Jason Tatum, Baylor Shireman, and Luke Cornett beat the Magic healthy? Well, not healthy. Beat this current version of Magic.
I need Derek White. I still need Derek White.
They lose. Yeah, maybe.
Their offense is horrible. Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser might let it fly, and Baylor they might just let it fly all day, and they're gonna shoot like 40%.
Q, you gave me a look about Dallas. Are you more nervous about Dallas than?
Oh no,
well, that's the next topic. Let's get there when we get there. OKC, they'll either play the Grizzlies or the Mavericks because the Mavericks are dominating the Sacramento Kings right now. They're about 20 points. And then the Grizzlies and Mavericks got to play for that last playoff spot. Matt,
let me go first quick.
If you're the Thunder, and Max, you're a Thunder fan, who are you more scared to face in the first round and why?
I'm definitely more scared, I'd say, to face Dallas than Memphis. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to play Memphis. That seems like a hater mentality. I just think we have the defenders overall to guard them. The bigs don't really scare me. I think that, like, as far as Jaren, I think we match up with Chet and Ihart. Edie, I don't know. He's a weird guy in that series. I'd definitely be more nervous to play Dallas, especially if AD is playing and healthy, like he did in this game. Like the Kyrie injury, Kyrie not playing definitely helps out a lot. But again, we just lost this team off Luka not playing so great. Again, he's still on the team, but we just lost this team. BJ Washington went off. Derek Jones Jr. is not on this team. Went off.
Oh, brother.
So I think they can get our inexperience can maybe cause us to lose a game or two. But I still
experience no more, Max. Stop.
Just because we make one series doesn't mean we're like this utterly experienced team.
Y'all not inexperienced.
I think AD will eat. I think AD will eat in a series versus us.
I really don't think so.
Okay.
All right, whatever, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Don't disrespect Brady to
I think
the Magic, if the Mavericks played the Thunder, at most they're getting one game. At most, they're getting one game.
I don't know. I don't think we sweep them.
$50 on it.
Huh?
Put $50 on it right now.
What's your bet?
They only get one? I would do that. It won't go 6.
Over under 1.5. I'm taking it over. They're getting 2 games if Dallas faces.
I'll gladly put $50 on that. Bet. They're not bet. They're not getting 2 games, bro. Bet. This offense is going to be terrible. It really is. Like in a playoffs setting, it's going to be terrible. They survive off of offensive rebounds. That's not a good formula for a playoff translation. It's just not. It's the same reason. The same reason why we have issues with the Rockets is the same reason why we're gonna have issues with the Mavericks. They don't have a creator on the perimeter at all. Their best creator on the perimeter is Spencer Dinwiddie. We gotta get serious. Their point of attack defense is not great at all. They can definitely close off the paint, and they can definitely make it tough for Shea to get to the paint and score effectively. They just don't have enough offense at all. If AD is your vocal point offensively, I'm not sure you're going to win a championship. You're not. You're definitely not beating the Thunder because his face-up play, his post-up play, it sometimes leads to efficient offense for him. For the rest of the team, no, that's not a good formula at all. Can they out-rebound the Thunder? Yes. Can they potentially make the Thunder make it tough on them in the paint? Yes, sure. They did it last year, but they had Luka. And while Luka didn't have a great series, he was definitely creating a lot of advantages. He was definitely creating a lot of open looks for a PJ Washington and a Derrick Jones Jr. They have nobody to do that right now. Like the Mavericks might score 73 points per game in that series. We got to be serious, bro. And AD is not
relaxed.
AD is not going crazy. He's terrible at handling double teams. He's not good at handling double teams. He's not going to get. He's not like he's gonna turn the ball over. He's not gonna get the ball to Gafford a lot. He's not. And the Thunder are the best defense in the world at turning teams over. They have nothing for Shea. They just don't at all. And if they try that same defense they played last year, I feel more confident in the Thunder hitting more shots this season. So that's how I feel. They will not be getting 2 games. I'll get them maybe 1, but AD is going to struggle in this series. You're going to see it because he has no one to consistently set him up. AD is a play finisher. Whenever you make him initiate offense, it gets bleak. So, yes, they're not winning 2 games in that series. And I'm confident putting $50 on that. Facts. Max, you shouldn't be scared one bit at all.
I think we win the series, but like I still think that this team could give us some trouble.
BTA. We'll a lot of it. Spanking. It's like, what are we talking about right now?
They hate to see PJ Washington coming. Playoff PJ.
Are we Spencer Dinwiddie's giving him that skip pass? Because we got to be serious. We got to be serious.
It's going
to be a scary team next year.
It's OKC in 6. Dallas getting 2 games. If it's Memphis, they're getting 1 game. That's it.
I don't know if Memphis is getting 1 game. I can't lie.
They're gonna get, if Josh helps, they're gonna get 1 game.
I'm not confident. I honestly think that we kill Memphis. I'm not worried about Memphis in the slightest, and maybe that's me, but like I'm not worried about.
You worried about Mavericks because AD?
Yeah, I think AD could cook us, but again, we lost them last time for a reason, huh?
Why can he cook y'all?
I think he can, like, again, with his, like, I think he can pull Chet outside. I don't think Chet's going to be, like, this versatile defender to go out and
have to do that.
Y'all are going to double him. Like,
and then what? I get flashbacks.
Are you scared of PJ Washington hitting threes? Najee Marshall killing off from 3?
Like, if you watch the series last year, PJ Washington did hit threes, which is
he had Luka giving the passes. Luka is not on the team. They don't have a creator. They don't even have Kyrie. What are we doing right now?
All right.
They can dominate the Thunder on the offensive glass. Yes, I can see that happening for sure. That's not going to be enough to win the series. It's just not.
I never said they were going to win the series. I just think
nobody said that. I don't know why you said that.
It's going to be an ass whooping. I'm going to keep it. It's going to be an ass whooping.
I just think that there's a chance. Do I think we win? Yep. If I had to guess, I'd probably say 5, but I think that 6 is a high likelihood. I think they could get 6 in a world.
Put 50 up against 50 up. Put 50 up, man.
Like I just said,
him to bet against his own team
again. And also, if you would have heard me say something a minute ago, I think it ends in 5. So
no, I heard you say that. You got to be more confident in your team. Why am I?
No, I don't. Because you guys both came with the same bullshit last year with the Bears. Oh, you got to be so confident. When I know my teams, shit just doesn't always. What are we talking about? I was told this is like a guaranteed 9-10 win team. No, my team fucking sucks.
The process of why they were bad, you never say nothing about that. So we're not doing that. You just
like this is what I'm saying. I know my team. I know what has been my team. Process over what results? Every team I'm a fan of always ends. My teams don't win. My teams just don't win.
All that type
my
of shit.
Teams do not win. You can go back in any sport. None of my teams win. So I know that, and I go forward with that.
I need you at some point. I don't know when you're gonna have to be more confident about the Thunder. It looks like I'm the biggest Thunder fan on this podcast.
This is what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. Did I say they'd lose the series? Nope. Had they been my NBA Finals pick this whole time? Yep.
BTA, say they're gonna whoop their ass. Say they're gonna spank them. That's all.
I think they make it to the finals, but I still think that it's going to be a rocky road at times.
I'm gonna be the president of the United States. We can say a whole lot of whatever, bro.
Exactly.
It don't mean nothing.
Cavs vs Hawks, man. Cavs vs Hawks predictions. I think
it's not the Hawks; it'll be the Heat. But we can push on to the next topic. To be honest, this is a 4-game series.
If it's the Heat,
Hawks, if we're talking about the Hawks, if we're talking about the Heat, 4.5. Like
the Hawks actually played them. They actually play each other well. But Cavs gonna whoop them. Trae Young would have to have the series of his life just to get one game. If it's the Heat, I am confident that the Cavs will still win. Probably in 5. I think Spoelstra, Bam can get the game.
It's fair.
You're crazy.
Bam is going to really struggle in this series.
What's up, here?
You're ridiculous.
Bam's going to struggle in this series?
Miami, Spo and the Heat can get a game off the Cavs.
Yeah, sure.
What are we talking about here?
I agree.
Tyler Hero Magna Ball, yeah, sure.
I feel like I take some of the regular season games with a grain of salt. Like I think even if the Cavs Hawks played well in the regular season, like they're all gonna lock up on. And I get you're saying if one thing's true,
see. I wish we always would take regular season things that happen in the regular season with a grain of salt when it comes to the playoffs. But it seems that we only do that for the teams we care about. We downplay the regular season when we want to downplay the regular season. But when we talk about other teams, they're great at turning teams over.
I value the regular season. I feel like I value the regular season.
When I was the guy saying regular season matters, you was the one on the other side when it was like, no, it doesn't matter that much because these 16 games mean so much.
My way of viewing basketball my way of viewing basketball is it's growing and it's changed a lot over the last 6 months and this season. It just has.
You're welcome.
I want to say it's you.
You're welcome. You learn from me.
I am just now a lot more invested in numbers and efficiency and two-way ability, and I am a part of Middle Ground Fan Club. So, anyways, but that's neither here nor there. What I was going to say is, I think the Cavs, we beat them in 5 games. The Hawks. Our defense has looked terrible to end the year. I think we're like the 14th ranked defense since January 1st, something like that. The point of attack defense has been bad. Mobley has been worse as a defender. But the Hawks just don't have their depth is terrible. Their creation outside of Trae Young is terrible. When he went to the bench at one time in like the second quarter, third quarter, they had like a negative 144 net rating with them off the court. They have no one else to create outside of him. I think we can blitz him and make it life difficult. But we don't have the requisite pick and roll defenders to really make life difficult for him. I don't know. It depends on the scheme that Kenny employs, but he's not that great of a defensive coach, especially in the playoffs. That's one. I think they get. I think they get one. The Heat are more interesting because they are theoretically a better defensive team than the Hawks, where they are, and they have a better coach than us and than the Hawks as well. Tyler Hero can have a great game here and there, but I think Bam will really struggle in the series against the front court of the Cavs. To be honest, I think Mobley can make life really tough for him. I think that Jared Allen as well can make life tough for him. Like the combination of those players, just don't think they have enough offensive firepower to get along in this series. At most, they get it to 6 though, if we're trolling. So yeah, that's that series. Lakers versus Wolves. All right, now let's really talk about it. Lakers versus Wolves. This is one of the most important series. One of the most contentious series in the playoffs. Who we got, man? I see a lot of people talking about this series like Lakers got it, like for sure. The Lakers got it, like no doubt. I don't really see that. I mean, I think the Timberwolves are they have more size. They are more athletic on the interior, I should say. They're better defense. So
this is the one thing that I've called the Lakers out for all year, and it's their lack of the center position. And I think this series actually bodes well in their favor because I'm not gonna lie, going up against Rudy Gobert, I'm fine playing a little bit of small ball. I think that having LeBron, Luka, and shooters around him, Luka's shown he can expose Rudy Gobert in a pick and roll situation for sure. I think this is a Lakers series win.
Why are you living on Rudy? I can't. I gotta stop you there. We can't just count. Rudy Gobert gets blamed unnecessarily for too much stuff. Rudy, the Mavs defense was so much better with him on the court in that series.
The Mavs defense.
The Timberwolves defense was so much better with him on the court overall. The team was so much better with him on the court overall. Also, that was more so on J.B. McDaniels. McDaniels was getting behind. He was getting crabbed on every single play. He was behind Luka on every single play, and he put Rudy in terrible positions time and again. Because if he didn't come up, Luka was getting a little push shot or a mid range or driving to the rim. If he did, they're going to lob. So we got to really stop trying to blame Rudy for no reason. I don't know why I did it.
I'm not really blaming Rudy. I'm just saying what I saw last series is that
you say he supposed Rudy in the pick and roll. That's not what happened. That's just not what happened.
But I'm just saying, like, I think as a whole, like their team right now is like, again, Anthony Edwards has had a great year, but this Timberwolves team has looked shaky at times. The Lakers used to. They're looking a lot better now. They have the shooters. They have Austin Reeves. They have good perimeter defenders. Like, I think that this is like, I don't know. I think I easily go with LeBron and Luka's experience. I'd probably say it goes 6 or 7. But again, like what Q was saying earlier, if you put LeBron in a game 7,
and you say it goes 6 or 7, like I don't know. So that's
I don't think that means that it can't be a tight series. I literally just said that OKC is going to beat Dallas, but I think it could go 6. Like that doesn't mean games aren't close. You could have 2 close games and 4 blowouts.
Okay. So you said Wolves in 6 or 7. What you think, Q?
I never said Wolves. Never said that. I said the Lakers.
You know what I mean? You know what I meant. But go ahead.
This is either Lakers in a tough 5 or Lakers in a cool 6. Win all the home games, steal one on the road, something smooth, whatever it may be. Let's look at Doncic. I don't really care to get into the intricacies of what this is going to look like. It's essentially the same team. Actually, it's worse. Jaden McDaniels cannot hold Luka. Neither can Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Neither can Anthony Edwards. He may not be tired this series, but all his focus is going to be on scoring the basketball because that's the best he can do. He probably go out there, average 32 a game and whatnot. It's just not going to be enough. Playoff Randall is still, still a thing. I don't know why you want to act like it's so different. Rudy, I think he can present some challenges. Obviously, he's 7'3", 7'2", whatever. Best player of the year, double monster. His offensive impact is not enough to like make me feel any type of way about this series. It's Luka and LeBron, first round. LeBron not losing no first round series if he's healthy, and he has a the best player he's ever played with right alongside him. And you got AR-15. You know, they're going to do everything, come out this real smooth. See Houston next round.
Houston?
Yeah, I changed it. I changed my
Yikes. I know you changed.
Listen. I'm
if
not
you
going to say
the Wolves with the Wolves.
I'm not picking
on that too.
At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't be. He might have the Wolves.
I think
the Wolves in the sweep.
I don't think it's going to be that easy, to be honest. I favor the Lakers in this series because down the stretch of games, in crunch time, I think they're going to be able to create better offense with their three-headed monster, what they have. But the Timberwolves do have more length. They have more athleticism. Their defense is better. The problem with the Timberwolves for me in this series is I think that JJ is going to make Ant be a playmaker. Ant will get his. They have no one on their team to guard him at all. But he's gonna blitz him a lot, as Ant has been getting blitzed all season. He's going to play a lot of zone. He may even throw in the boxing one. He's going to do a lot of things to make Anthony Edwards uncomfortable and make him make reads that he's not great at making. And so that's why I'm going to pick the Lakers in the series. But I don't think it's going to be a cool 5 or a cool 6 or nothing like that. I think it's going to be a competitive series. I would be surprised if they blow, like they just smack them, like they whoop them or whatever. I think that Jamie Downs will play better against Luka in this.
Cool 5?
Huh?
Who said it was going to be a cool 5?
Cool 6, whatever you said.
I said a tough 5 or a cool 6.
I think that Jamie Downs will play better in this series than he did in the last series because they don't have a screener like they did with Gafford and Lively. Like Jackson Hayes isn't the level of screener that he is. So Lucas obviously still presents his challenges in the pick and roll, but if he's able to learn from his experiences in the last playoffs and not get on Lucas' hip like that on every single play, then he should perform better against him in this series. Randall will need to step up in this series for sure. My thing with him is in the last few playoff series, he has came in injured. You like to apply that context, Q. I don't know where that's going now. You love to apply that context. You said that many times, and now is just Randall was a playoff dropper. I don't know why you use that now.
We literally cannot do that. Yeah, you can't have it both ways. It's either one or the other.
Again, you're talking about past Latif as far as how I value basketball. It's just different me now. What
is it? What is it?
You want to say? I mean, you said in the past that Randall's been hurt in these playoff series, and he's also been asked to be number one option on times that he shouldn't have been. Now he's a clear number 2, and he should be healthy going in this playoff series. What's their matchup for him? Who are they going to put on Randall?
It's the playoffs.
Matchup wise, I think it depends. If the Lakers go small, they'll have LeBron at the center.
I think it's they're probably gonna try a bunch of things out. He's 6'9", 2, like he's a big body. And he's relentless getting downhill, which that presents some things too because he's been like one of the better playmakers for that team and his ability to be able to drive and kick. So that obviously has its own little challenges. But you got to double sword because when he get going, he start doing a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing, and that ends with careless turnovers and bad shots and things like that. So it's either it's going to be going good or it's going to be going bad. You just going to have
Jamie Daniels can have a good series offensively. He took a step up this year offensively, and he'll need to make this series closer. It really just depends. I think it's how we kind of had the logic we had going into that Suns World Series from last year, where they felt like the Suns had too much offense and too much shot creation for the Warriors to deal with on the perimeter. I mean, for the Wolves to deal with on the perimeter. I think that can actually manifest this year because they have two better creators on the perimeter than what the Suns had in totality. Because
sorry, my fault. I thought you were.
No, I was saying, but yeah, I'm interested to see what their matchup because I wonder how they're going to guard because they could potentially put Jamie Daniels on like a a Jackson Hayes and just like try to switch the pick and roll with him. So they're gonna put I wonder who would they have guard? They might start.
You're calling Randall out for being a dropper, correct?
Not calling out. Like I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. It's just he hasn't shown
The best track record.
Yeah, like his best series he's had was probably the Cavs series, and that was that wasn't based on him scoring. That was just based on him and Mitch just out muscling Evan Mobley and like Jared Allen. It wasn't had much to do with like him being a great playmaker or him scoring the ball efficiently or anything like that. It was just like he had his best series just based off of effort. We haven't seen him be the 25, 10, and 5 All NBA guy in the playoffs ever.
Yeah,
not that it can't happen. It never seems to everything never seems to line up for him when it gets to this first ever time he was a number one on a team that he did not need to be number one on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're gonna have to get creative. They're gonna have to get really, really creative with how they guard this team. Because
the creation thing, that's great, but in this scenario, it's like LeBron doesn't have to be the creator. He'll just be the best play finisher they got.
Mm-hmm.
You could put Luke and LeBron in all the actions. LeBron could be the screen on every single action. Playing that mid post area, he would be able to do a lot of things from there. Like you swap out Gafford for LeBron, you have a whole different offense. And you
I think having like Luke and LeBron actions with LeBron as a screener in the short roll, that's going to be very, very difficult for them to guard. With them either getting downhill, getting to the pass to someone in the corner or something like that, that's going to be very difficult to guard. I'm very, very interested to see how the Wolves like do their matchups in the series because I think again, Jamie Downs, I think he would do a better job at the point of attack because they don't have like a lob threat and they don't have Jackson Hayes obviously a lob threat. They don't have like a great screener, a physical screener like they did with Lively and Gafford. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just trying to think about it in my head. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to figure out how they're gonna defend these players because Randall isn't a good defender. You don't want Anthony Edwards guarding too much in this series at all because you need him to be really special offensively. DiVincenzo was too small.
Your third best defender is seeing Austin Reeves, who like obviously I Anthony Edwards got to sit there and guard Austin Reeves. I feel fine about it. Like I'm not gonna feel too great because he has to exert some type of energy just to guard him. But like I'm comfortable with that matchup. But it's like nobody's gonna get a steady diet or anything. But anytime you switch off, if Randall switch off of Braun, like once he gets his five little reps on Braun, then you bring in somebody else, it's still gonna get worn down because that other person still gotta switch over and go get Luka. Like you're gonna have to be checking 2 All NBA players at all times. And then
Mike Conley might be completely unplayable in the series too. Mike Conley might be completely unplayable in the series. Dante is too smart.
Gonna play a lot. He's gonna have to play a lot.
Who? Dante?
DiVincenzo.
Yeah, he's gonna have to play a lot and knock down the shots and be good on offense. Because
my boy Rob out there, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. Like Dante, too small for Luka, too small for LeBron. He has to like damn near exclusively guard Austin Reeves.
Yeah, they can only comfortably go 7 before they start, like 7 deep before they start getting worried about things like Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Dante getting a lot, and Naz Reid. Like them three, they're gonna be playing basically 28 minutes a night. All
right, Knicks versus Pistons predictions. This is another 3-6 matchup. I think the Pistons are undefeated against the Knicks this season. Kate kind of has played.
It's 3-1, I think.
Oh, okay. Kate Cunningham has played really well against the Knicks in their matchups. OG hasn't really been able to check him. Mikal hasn't been able to check him. He's fried Cat in the pick and roll coverage. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson is back now. But as a Pistons fan, I love that we got to the playoffs. It was a extremely successful season, but it's going to end in the first round. To be completely realistic, we maybe get 2. We just don't have enough creation outside of Kate Cunningham in a playoff series to actually pick us to win, my opinion. I think the Knicks will send 2 at the ball. They'll trap Cade a lot, force the ball out of his hands. make Jalen Duren into a short road decision maker, make players like Tobias Harris beat you. I obviously can't help that much off of Malik Beasley, but Amin Thompson is also you can help off of too as well. Maybe they do more like guard screens with Malik Beasley and Cade, more guard screens with like Ausar Thompson and Cade to like get him as a ball handler in a short roll and create for others. But hopefully JB gets like creative to take the load off of Cade a little bit, but we just don't have enough creation to beat this team. And offensively or defensively, I think they give us challenges. Jalen Duren has historically not been great guarding stretch bigs. So I think Cat can have a really good series. We'll probably have a SAR on Jalen Brunson, but he's going to constantly hunt switches and mismatches and foul hunt as he always does. The Knicks are just a better team than us in the playoff setting, in my opinion. We did beat them a few times in the regular season, but come playoff time, I don't really see it happening. And I'm not, of course, I'm rooting for the Pistons, but with me being realistic, I just don't think it's gonna happen. So I'll have Knicks in 6. That's me.
Yeah, same. Great season. Clap it up. All NBA, possibly coach of the year, possibly 6 man of the year. Duren definitely took a bit of a leap second half of the season, got a little better. Malik Beasley's been a flamethrower. So I've been playing well defensively. We've seen the times when he was on ball a lot. He could really do some things. The Knicks just got too much talent. Even if, like, just selling out on Jalen Brunson and Cat, like, OG's been playing well. You still got Mikal Bridges. Like, he's not the greatest player, but, like, he still would probably be the second or third, like, the second best player on the Pistons. Like, they just got too much talent in there, starting 5 plus 6 men. And Tom Thibodeau is a good coach. He's going to figure out a scheme. Obviously, he's not going to play all his cards in a couple of regular season games. Probably catch one at home, 2 if we're lucky. But yeah, next one they're gonna go out and get out of this, relatively easily, and hope to face Boston. I think they will see him in the second round.
I don't really have much to say. I think this plays into a little bit with Houston and Golden State, as far as having an experienced team versus an inexperienced team. I think Detroit has been a great team at times. They've been a lot better than what I ever thought they were going to be this year, for sure. I got to give them their flowers. I'm curious to see what JB does in this playoff series. I'm curious to see what the young guys do, what Ron Holland, Ausar Thompson, Cade Cunningham all do in their first playoff series. But I do think the Knicks overall will be too much. And I know that, again, the Pistons have won their regular season games. But again, I think when it comes to the playoffs, Tibbs runs a tight schedule. That bench will be shortened, and I think you'll have your good players play. So I expect JB to have a good series. I expect Cat to have a good series. Defensively, I know, Latif, you were saying that OG and Mikal couldn't really match up with Cade. I think it'll be a little bit of a different story, but I still expect Cade to have a good first series. But I'd probably say Pistons and I'm sorry, not Pistons. My fault. Yeah, Knicks. I think this would be similar to the Warriors series. I'd probably say it's a fun 6, but could be 5.
Yeah, Cade, I don't know. He may play well. I hope he plays well, but it's like they send 2 at the ball like they should. They trap, they blitz. If they load up, I really think that he can struggle. I mean, we don't have a single other creator outside of him, like literally. So yeah, Knicks in 6. But we'll be back next year with a better team. Facts.
Once Devin Booker pull up, it's over with.
Yeah, Nuggets versus Clippers. This is another exciting series. But I've had my decision on this series like days ago. The Clippers are the second best team in the West, in my opinion. They're the second best team in the West. They're going to send the Nuggets home in round 1. Yes, they are.
Not better than the Lakers, bro.
I don't think the Nuggets can guard the team. They're one of the worst defensive teams in basketball. I think James Harden was going to be masterful in the pick and roll with Ivica Zubac against Nikola Jokic and I guess Christian Braun. The Nuggets don't have enough point of attack defense. also, the Clippers are a really good defense where I can see them really making the Nuggets offense outside of Jokic really struggle. Ivica Zubac historically has done as well of a job as maybe anybody outside of the guys in Minnesota at guarding Jokic. Jokic's going to get his. But if Kawhi is healthy, big if, they will be winning the series. They have too much talent, too much depth. They have a better coach. The Nuggets don't have a coach not to lose the series. If Kawhi is healthy, the Clippers are winning the series in 6. Nikola Jokic is going home in round 1, and we keep him out of Hakeem talks. So that's it.
I think Jokic alone can carry this team to almost a 6-game series. I'll go with Clippers in 7, but I think it's a tough, fun series. But at the end of the day, I think it's like the turmoil that's been going down in Denver will be its downfall. I think firing Mike Malone, you kind of set this up, and especially if Kawhi is healthy. Big Zoo's been playing great this year. The additions they've made have helped out for sure. Getting Chris Dunn, getting Bogdanovic, like those kind of moves have helped them out seriously. But James Harden's been playing well. He's an all-star this year, obviously. He's been playing good, controlling that unit while Harden's been out, or while Kawhi's been out. So I think having Kawhi back just makes that much better. Without Kawhi in the series, obviously I'd probably go with Denver, but I still think it's a close series either way. Zubac's had a great year. He's been put himself in top 7, top 5 center talks. And I think that, I don't know, overall, I feel like this will be a hard-fought series, but I think it'll be one of the better ones to playoffs.
This is Nuggets in 7. Clippers are a great defense, and they got a great playmaker. And Kawhi healthy is a demon playoffs. He's been on a tear basically the back half of the season. Offers just a different dynamic of what they probably would expect, and it makes this team a lot better. But the ancillary pieces around still complement well. You got Zubac, who's giving you a monster double-double. He's not like, obviously you're not stopping Jokic, but he plays Jokic really well. He's big enough to body him up and things like that. So they're not fine. They're not going to send no doubles at him or anything like that. They're fine with Jokic going off for 45, 15, and whatever, as long as nobody else really get hot. Denver doesn't really take a lot of threes, so like they're not really going to come from the outside. We still don't know the Jamal Murray situation. Like before Mike Malone got fired, sound like he was injured. Mike Malone gets fired. Jamal Murray playing games again. They don't trust the other pieces outside of the starting 5 for the Nuggets, especially Westbrook come playoff time. It might get played off the court, so it's gonna offer some challenges. But I think Jokic, I have to believe like the best player in the world can get you to the second round. And it's not like the team has any major injuries like before. Like you at least got enough people there to really do something. So I think it comes down to 7 games, but ultimately Jokic pulls it out.
Jokic pulls it out, huh? Man, listen, I just think that the Clippers are clearly a better team. Like, I don't think it's really close. I think the impact of one player largely gets overrated in a playoff series. It's obviously one player can impact the game more than football, but like if a team is just clearly better, they have better coaching, better talent, better depth. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna win that series. It's kind of similar to.
I watched LeBron go into the playoff series on demand in full playoff series and go to Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals. The best player in the world can do that.
Jokic LeBron. Series. He's not LeBron. He's not.
He's the best player in the world. He can win
LeBron.
the series.
He's not playing in the East. This is not the East. Like that conference is weak.
Now you disrespecting Braun.
I'm not disrespecting him. That conference is weak, bro.
Latif's been on a Braun hating streak for months.
He was making it out the first round against weaker teams before that Miami before that second half Cavs that like when the East was actually decent, he was still winning series.
The East has been weak forever. Like I don't know. They've been weak. The East has been weak forever, especially in regards to the West. Now, this isn't the 2018 Pacers. Like this not. If Kawhi is healthy, Kawhi is still a top 10 adjacent player. Harden has averaged 25 like in 9 on 60 true shooting for like the last 30 games. If we can watch, it's objectively been a top 5 center this season, and is an all NBA caliber player and all NBA caliber defender this year. They are much better than the Nuggets. If Kawhi stays healthy, I think I'm very strong in my opinion they're going to win a series. Jokic cannot do it all by himself. We watched him lose to the fucking Wizards. Like, we watched games this year where they struggle with teams because they're just not good enough. Jamal Murray's hurt. They have no defense. Michael Porter Jr. is iffy up and down the playoffs. Like, come on. Like, Aaron Gordon, sure, yeah, cool. Also, the Clippers, again, are a great defense. They're a great team. They're going to win the series in 6. I'm very confident.
How confident?
See you next year. Jokic. I'm not confident enough to bet. I'm confident enough to bet. I have no like investment in this series, like emotionally or anything like that. So no, I'm not betting on it. I don't care enough. So it's really my opinion. What other bet would we make? Oh yeah. See, I care enough about that the Mavericks and the Thunder series to make that video. Yeah, I do. Like I do. Max, I swear to God, that team lose.
Don't say that after you said you're a bigger fan than me like 10 minutes ago.
No, I said he was at a lie. Like, not said I'm a bigger fan of Max, but the way we talk about their team on this podcast and on a daily basis, I probably watch Thunder more than you. That might be true.
One person is objective, the other one isn't. I'm gonna let y'all figure out who's
what you just said when you just posed that. If y'all lose, I told you that this was going to be close, or that they could get 6 games. I think we win.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about losing like before the West Conference Finals.
That's the playoffs.
It'll be a cataclysmic failure. It will.
I can't predict cataclysmic failure. That's your word. That's insane.
It would be.
No.
If y'all don't make it to the Western Conference Finals,
a cataclysm. You say the word again.
Yes. Are you saying that's the wrong word? Or are you saying that's?
I think it'd be a failure. You're making it seem like
that's a tad bit too far.
Like, yeah, it'd be a failure. Cataclysmic.
There's a large contingent of people. There's a large amount of people that don't even believe this team can go that far.
It doesn't matter. They had the second highest net rating in NBA history. That in a tough conference. Y'all need to be making it to the Western Conference Finals. Y'all have a MVP level player. You have one of the best defenses in NBA history.
Thank you for seeing the statement that was.
We're not going to downplay this. If the Thunder don't make the Western Conference Finals, it's one of the worst failures in NBA history. It is. I'm sorry, it is. Season.
Now we really.
We can't have
talking about. What do we think? That makes no sense.
We can't say the Thunder are an all-time great team. They have the second highest net rating in NBA history.
You were saying that. Nobody saying that.
You literally just said that the second best team is the Clippers. Can we not match up against them in the second round? Is that not our matchup?
The Thunder should be far and away better than any team in the
based off the regular season record.
But when has any team ever losing to the second best team, in your opinion, in the conference been a cataclysmic?
They have been much better than the Clippers all year. And if they've matched up, I would expect them to beat them in 6. Yes.
Kawhi played like 30 games.
I think it's a
if Kawhi played 65, you think the record would be that far off?
They would not be within 5 games of them, no. They would not be within 5 games.
Now they were looking at the back half of the season. Kawhi don't get them within 5 games of the Thunder when they're only.
Latif, I'm not saying it's a failure, but
they're not winning 60 games now.
You're over exaggerating this.
They're not winning 10 more games than they won this year with a healthy Kawhi playing.
Well,
literally 200% more games.
There won't be no.
That's crazy, especially when they started the year like
as a 60,
30 and 19 or something like 30 and 20 or something like that.
Would the Cavs not making the Eastern Conference Finals be one of the worst chokes in NBA history?
No, for sure. What? The East is weak as fuck.
I just don't.
That would be a very bad failure. What are we talking about?
You're going back to your way too on the other end of the spectrum.
No.
If being with the second highest net rating in NBA history, a player is peaking at an all-time great level, misses the Western Conference Finals, yes, that will be a catastrophe.
And that'll all be cool if we didn't see this team also outside of two. Everybody else was shaky at best. We seen that last year in the playoffs. It's safe to assume that most people will still have a good amount of outside of two.
The defense is much improved from last year. 1.
To Caruso.
Sure, and it's still the same players that didn't show up last year. Defense wasn't the problem. Making shots was the issue. If they don't make shots, they're not winning.
40% from 3 since 2025. Lou Dort has shot like 39% from 3 on open shots this year, 41% overall. They've improved
the regular season.
Sure.
Latif. All I'm saying
regular season playoffs are the same now.
No,
I know what you're saying.
I don't think teams magically are not the same team they are. Net rating is one of the best indicators of playoff success that we have as an indicator. The teams with the highest net rating, go look at them. How many of them made the Western Conference Finals? Probably fucking all of them. How many of them also made a championship? A lot of them, like 80%. So
that's what I'm saying. Like when we talk about the biggest failures in NBA history, I just think there are so many more that rank above an OKC not making the Western Conference Finals. But
it would be catastrophic, bro. I'm telling you. And the only reason it may not be is because they're young and they have youth. That's a fair point. But it would be a fucking failure. It would be.
So it's basically the thing that we haven't done since 2016. If we don't do that, then it's the biggest.
This is the best team in franchise history.
But this team has never made it past the second round.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, I guess then we have nothing to argue about.
That makes past the playoffs yet. What are we talking about right now?
If they lose before the Western Conference Finals,
2012 Thunder or the team?
2012 Thunder or the team? I mean, I honestly would look more at the 2016 Thunder because I get a better KD.
But you get a worse roster.
Yeah, I know, but I think at the end of the day, I like to want.
We all know we're picking 2025 Thunder over 2016 Thunder, correct? We all know that, right?
But a big reason why though is also coaching. Get Brooks and
coaching was pretty much the same.
Get Brooks
and Billy Donovan, it ain't really changed much.
Get Brooks and Billy Donovan on my life. I'll take Mark.
Who would you pick?
In what?
2012 or 2025?
Yeah, I'm taking 2025.
Best team. So you're talking about some of the deals from 2016, whatever. That don't matter. This is the best team in franchise history. Yes, it's a really huge deal. It's a catastrophic failure if y'all do not make it to the Western.
But for you to say the same thing about the Cavs, I think makes no sense as well. Like that just doesn't make sense to me,
bro. Yes.
When you think again, we're not going to harp on this, but when you think about the biggest failures or collapses of all time, like. We're talking about like failed teams. We're talking about super teams failed. All this stuff.
One season.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
One season, not multi-year. I'm talking about.
I got nothing to argue with. I just think you're using very interesting adjectives.
Okay. You thought I say anything about Joel Embiid too, and on the Sixers, and how that.
Unfortunately, on that one, Q didn't back me up, but Q's actually backing me up on this one.
I didn't back you up because it didn't make no sense.
I'm just saying, are you backing up on this one? Yes or no?
Yeah, because this don't make no sense.
All right, what you want to say is my worst take ever? Sure, whatever.
It's not like a bad take. Like you tend to like, especially if you got some stain in it, you tend to go overboard.
It's catastrophic for you because you lose
understand money. Net rating. Like I'm not oblivious to it. Go back and look at them teams. Unless we put in SGA in.
I don't think the word catastrophic. I really don't think that.
Huh?
It's not catastrophic in the fact that they're not going to they're never going to be here again. Not in that sense, no.
But that's what you're making it seem like, which is crazy.
No, I didn't. I literally.
But that's exactly the reason why it isn't that crazy. Because they go in there, they're not going to get wiped off the floor. if they do lose before the Western Conference Finals, which they probably won't, but if they do lose, whether they lose in the second round or the third or the final, whenever they lose, it's only going to be a good thing because that forces Sam Presti to do something with the plethora of draft picks that he can't do anything with anyway and go out there and make real moves instead of getting cool on the margins, getting a Caruso or something like that. Actually go out there and get somebody. Everybody's available for the right price. We saw Luka get traded just now. If you throw 5 or 6 first-round picks unprotected at anybody, they're going to give up whoever they got, knowing they don't not trying to pay somebody. They're walking into this year maybe having to give extensions to Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. I ain't giving them both. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to go steal Giannis. There's a lot of things that could happen after this postseason. It ain't catastrophic. Next season, definitely, for surely. This year, no. It'd be bad. It ain't one of the worst in history.
I may a little bit went too overboard with that one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Crazy how he actually took that back. Wow.
Accountability
is an interesting thing. Accountability is
the worst in history. The narrative that I don't take accountability is just not accurate. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah.
The biggest one he wants accountability for. You can look at the TikToks. Face every TikTok, and he denies being the face every TikTok. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Well, I know he makes some. I know he makes some. I know he makes some.
I'm the one to create the topics. I'm also the one that always do the like.
You just pass it off once in a while. I'll step up. Jade steps up.
Anybody. I'm not. Hey, this is not a. This is not this. Anybody can step up. I mean, hey, but anyways, last one. Pacers versus Bucks predictions. This can be an interesting series because I think Damian Lillard is set to come back.
Not for the series. Not for the series.
For the first round.
Oh, really?
No,
I think Shams came out. He was like,
unless it's newer. I don't know. Can I go first quick though?
Oh, well, yeah, they're gonna lose.
I actually have the Bucks winning in this series. I can't lie. This is my one upset pick for the as far as how odds go. This is the same matchup as last year, minus Chris Middleton in place with Kyle Kuzma. And in this series, though, Giannis will be playing and Dame will be out, like last year, where Giannis was out and Dame was playing. And again, I think, I know that the Pacers beat them this series. The Pacers look very, very good on paper. But I do just think a playoff Giannis is better. Giannis, it's been now 2 years since he played in a playoff series. I think he wants to try and get the most he can out of this Bucks team. The pieces they put around him, I don't even really know. I think that at the end of the day, all they have to do is be able to shoot the basketball and defend. But we know the Pacers' issues with defending. And I really think they'll have a matchup for Giannis come playoff time. So I think that obviously having Dame out hurts a lot, but I'll honestly go with Bucks and I'll say Bucks and 7. I think it goes 2-7, but I think it's a great series. I think this might be the best series of the first round so far, just how it was played out through the regular season. But I think, unfortunately, the only reason I'm really going with the Bucks is because of Giannis. I think the Pacers have the advantage in a lot of other areas, but again, I believe in Giannis. I've seen him carry a team before, and I think the Pacers are good enough to push him over the edge.
What did you see him do?
All right, look. I'm not going to lie.
And we could talk about it, but it's fine.
Giannis, and I don't want to sound. It's going to make me sound like a hater. He has a ring.
He does.
Honest performances we've seen.
I agree. Thank you. That was a good way to preface it.
He ain't just bulldozing teams to the play. He's not some all-time playoff performer where he's knocking teams down because he's the second, third best player in the league. That just doesn't happen. He's made it out the second round twice. No.
This could be 3 times what I'm saying. He's
not making it out the second round this year either. Because he's going to go against the Cavs. That's just not happening.
We'll see.
When are we going to start actually holding him Buddy accountable? He also got some culpability in these rosters.
Trust me, it doesn't get great. I just think they win the series.
Giannis is going to average a cool 35, 15, and not 8 for this series, and they're going to lose. Everybody else on the roster is not good. Brook Lopez is old. Kyle Kuzma's trash. Gabe Trent Jr. is going to be hot and cold. Taurean Prince is not that good. Dame's not playing. AJ Green, what are we talking about?
You're talking about KPJ or no words about KPJ?
They're gonna cruise to 6.
Indiana?
Yeah, the Pacers. Yeah, they're gonna cruise to in a cool 6. Pascal Siakam's still all NBA caliber player. Tyrese Halliburton, all NBA caliber player. They got a deep roster. Everybody, they're gonna get a lot of minutes. Like after Giannis, it's a whole bunch of Pacers till you get to the next Buck. Like you might go 7 deep before you get to the next Buck. If we talking about players.
But like what you said with the LeBron thing last episode, the gap between 1 and 2 is very large.
We talking about playoff Doc Rivers. Come on.
Yeah, no, it hurts. But no, I think having Giannis. Huh?
Giannis is not LeBron.
I
man.
I don't even think you like LeBron anymore. I can't lie.
I don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
40.
He is 40. And at some point we gotta acknowledge that. Now,
we don't.
What I'm gonna say, bro? The Pacers are not losing series, Max. I'm sorry.
Pick them. How many games?
I think the Pacers are gonna win a 6, maybe 5. There's no way the Bucks are guarding them. The Pacers are one of the best offenses in the league. Who's guarding them? What defense do they have?
So would you say it's the biggest collapse in NBA history if they lose this first round matchup?
Giannis
will. Would you say it's like one of the biggest collapses in NBA history if Indiana loses this? Because their offensive rating is so good. Is this one of the biggest collapses? No.
If you lose to a top 15 to 820 player of all time, it's not a collapse. Like
I'm just trying to see if there's more catastrophic collapses bound to happen in this playoff series that will go down.
He don't got no skin in this. He don't got no skin in this race right here. When it comes to it ain't gonna be that serious. If the Cavs or Boston don't lose, then sure, for sure. If the Knicks lose in the first round, for sure, Tibbs getting fired and somebody's getting traded.
The Bucks don't have. The Bucks are not a good defense. They don't have anyone to guard this team on the perimeter at all. They might get ran out of the gym. Defensively, they don't have much to stop. Stop Giannis. I guess they can try to wall up. Try to put a Miles Turner and Siakam and help type of thing. But I think Giannis is going to get his in a series. He's much improved as a passer and playmaker as well, so he can also create open shots for the team as well. But yeah, he may have a great series. The rest of them, though, I'm just not very I don't think they're going to play well.
It's going to be Joel Embiid versus the Knicks first round last year. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Without Maxey, though. Without Maxey.
Yeah.
Without Maxey. Max, I don't even use Max. I don't know, bro.
What's up?
If they win a series, and if the Bucks win a series, I'm still not giving you credit because that's just bad logic. Sorry.
You don't give me credit for anything, which is fine. I don't look for your approval. So the whole point of this thing, though, is if the Bucks lose, will they look to trade Giannis this summer?
I think Giannis.
I don't think they look to trade him. I think he'd ask to be traded.
All right, so I asked ChatGPT to give me the 5 best trades for Giannis this upcoming summer. I need you guys to rate these 1 through 5 as far as realisticness or how you guys like these. Is that fair?
Yes.
The first trade is to my OKC Thunder.
He will want to chip there. I like it.
Jalen Williams, iHeart, and all they say is multiple first-round picks. So we'll just assume 3 to 4.
I would do that.
So that's 1. Next up is the Houston Rockets with Jabari Smith Jr., Reed Shepard, Steven Adams, Dylan Brooks, and several first-round picks. Again, I'm going to say 3 to 4.
You would need 5. I would do it.
You have Brooklyn, Claxton, Johnson, Clowney, and multiple first-round picks. That'll be 5 for sure.
I hate that. Unless are nowhere near close to being a contender. That would make no sense for him. He wouldn't go there.
Miami is Hero, Jaquez, Jovic, multiple first-round picks.
Miami doesn't make sense.
Miami doesn't have they only got 3 first-round picks to trade.
Yeah. And the last one's kind of bugged. I can't lie because they have Wiggins still in here. But the last one's Golden State. So Kuminga, Pajemski, multiple first-round picks, and then you have to replace them with Andrew Wiggins.
For the Bucks, they'd have to sign it. They'd have to sign Kuminga because he was
trade Draymond or something. Trade Jimmy because the money wasn't work.
They can have Steph, Jimmy, and
that's already that's 140 140 mil.
So
with Brooklyn, the only thing with Brooklyn, they have the cap space to bring in Giannis and another all-star, all-NBA player, like on a max contract. Plus, they had their first-round pick this year, whatever that conveys into, and like a little bit of depth. Like if you got, I don't know what stars like who's like in the free agent, but Giannis plus an all-star player and possibly a Cooper Flag or something like that. That's something decent.
So
Not enough to contend, but it's something decent. But Giannis wants to contend.
So take Miami out of it. Out of the three, Brooklyn, Houston, OKC. What are your rankings as far as for both sides?
What was OKC winning it?
It was J-Dub, iHeart, multiple first, so 3 or 4.
It's OKC.
Both sides do that.
OKC 1, Houston 2, and Brooklyn 3.
Yeah, I think
you gotta pay you gotta extend J-Dub or Chet. I feel more comfortable extending Chet. I understand he's been dealing with injuries, but you get him out there, you get 2 rim protectors.
Yeah,
you could get another wing. Like you could draft another wing and you get another wing. And Giannis already paid.
That's gonna do it for our playoff predictions episode. Make sure you guys like the content
video.
And follow us on our social media platforms. Also, drop your picks for each series down in the comments. If you disagree with any of our picks or our logic, anything, just let us know and we'll make sure to get back to you in the comments. So we're out. Love y'all.